Hi, it's Jim Ziegler, the Alpha Dawg. You haven't heard the last of me. The year is 2030. A couple years back, my smoking hot trophy wife Debbie and I moved to the planet Mars. That's right. It was 2023 during the pandemic COVID-39 that we decided to relocate to Mars, and we're now living in the Elon Musk retirement colony, the villages of Mars. That's right, wonderful life here on Mars. But anyway, back in the day, when I was a bit younger, some people say I'm immortal. Some people say, that Ziegler, he's still with us, he's immortal. Well, I don't know about immortal, but maybe I'll never die. Who knows? Haven't got there yet. But back in the day, I was a magazine columnist. I wrote an article called The Dealer Advocate. And amongst other things, I wrote for a magazine called Dealer Magazine. Well, there were in those days, there was merchants that called themselves car dealers. Yes, car dealers. Could you imagine? They sold cars and trucks. Yeah, before we had hovercraft and intergalactic travel. But anyway, back when there was car dealers, I was an industry icon, so they say. I was a legend. Now, let me tell you, being a legend isn't everything it's cracked up to be. But being a legend is a heavy responsibility. I wrote a column in a magazine. Magazines were paper things we mailed to each other. Well, never mind. But anyway, I wrote a column in a magazine called Dealer Magazine, and my column was called The Dealer Advocate, because I defended the dealers because they were under attack from unscrupulous manufacturers and rogue vendors. Now, not all the vendors were evil, but some of them were downright devious, deceptive, and evil. So anyway, I was the defender of the dealers. I was an agitator, to tell you the truth. Yes, I was the dealer advocate. Yes, I was. I did that. And before the great dealer apocalypse, well, that's another story, but there was a great battle on an internet place called Google. Yes, Google. I know, Google. That's what they called it. But anyway, they had this battle on Google, and there were people like car gurus, and they was absolutely giving the dealers a fit. There was a place on the internet where they were advertising with Google, and they were getting SEO, search engine optimization. And they were taking the dealer's customers and renting them back to them. I know you probably don't understand this. I barely understand it myself, but that was what was happening. But anyway, recently, our president of the Global Federation, George Bush VI, signed a proclamation that we can now do time travel mail. Now, this is not some DeLorean with Michael J. Fox. This is the real scientific way that we can send messages back through time to the 1990s, even the 2020s. And there was a woman who was my editor back in those days. She was called, let me think, Alyssa Calvaruso. Fine woman, intelligent woman. Well, I remember quite well. Alyssa Calvaruso. I had to practice 3 days just how to say her name. But anyway, when I learned to say her name, she started editing my articles, and I am sending this article that I have just written back through time to my friend, Alyssa Calvaruso. Maybe it'll get in Dealer Magazine back then and change the future that is now, and the Alpha Dawg could still make a difference. So anyway, if the article got through and you're reading it now, there's still a chance to change the space-time continuum and make it true. Anyway, by the time it gets here, there will be ripples through time, and I will already know, so you don't need to tell me. Have a good day.